Oh, hey there. Welcome to the Close Friends List podcast. We're so excited to have you here. You've been added to our close friends list. Before we jump into this episode and start yapping and gabbing, wanted to stop by and let you know that you can find us on social media at Close Friends List Pod. You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, Insta, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere else with podcast platforms. We're so excited to see you online and hope to be added to your close friends list. Let's get into this episode.
Welcome back to the Close Friends List podcast with your hosts, Katie, Aaron, and Adia. We have a special guest today, and I'm so excited. I've known her for more than half of my life.
Wow.
Which is crazy to say.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Natalie, welcome to the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Yay.
You guys, I'm so honored. This was such a spur of the moment thing. I literally texted Aaron and Adia today to ask them a question about podcasting, and they were like, do you want to come on tonight?
And look
I was
at
like,
her.
I have nothing of substance to say, but yes, I will come on.
5
We were
hours
like, neither
later.
do we, but it's fine. Like
We will find it. We will find it. Oh man. Oh gosh. There's so many things I could say about Natalie.
Wait, so you started with over half your life. How'd you guys meet?
Yeah.
Middle
Do we meet-
school?
Middle school. Yeah.
Yes.
Were you also on the Penguins in 6th grade?
I was.
Yeah, we were on the Penguins team together.
Yes.
What?
6th grade. So 2006. That's almost
That's
20
crazy.
years.
That's
Yikes.
crazy.
Which is
Adia.
like
What?
wild to think about. Like
Yeah, over half. Yeah, you're right.
I need to see if I have my yearbook so we can share
Pull up
the
Okay.
evidence.
Yeah.
6th grade was such a formative year for me. I feel like
Mm.
so many things happened in the 6th grade that really stuck with me and like
Yeah.
made me into the person that I am today.
Yeah, not history class, but everything else.
Definitely not history class.
I was about to be like,
not.
what's that slap ass Friday time?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
6th grade, or
Was
was
it?
that was that later?
It was middle school. Yeah, slap
Okay.
ass Friday.
Okay.
Which
was
is
middle school.
wild. It's
Yeah.
wild.
6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, I went to a middle high school on base. So I wasn't there in the
Okay.
8th grade, but then I came
Okay.
back in the 9th grade.
You said
Yeah,
I'm
but-
done with base, like here.
Natalie, were you a victim of Slap Ass Friday?
I honestly don't remember.
You were.
Like,
You were.
I have apparently blocked it out.
for
I
good
remember the
reason.
concept,
I
but
didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't block out Slap Ass Friday because I've said this to the pod before. I did not get my ass slapped on Slap Ass Friday. So
Oh.
Yeah, so you were taking notes.
I was taking
Yeah.
notes. Who's
You were like,
getting their
how
ass
to
slapped?
get, yeah.
How do I get to that
Yeah.
level? And I was never there, but
oh man,
Natalie was there every Friday.
And
For
that
sure.
was
I don't know
if that's a
your
good or a
ass.
bad
Adia, I have been brought on this podcast tonight because Adia has been harboring
Yeah.
Exactly.
this resentment towards me for 20 years. So why don't I
Right.
say it? Just say it, Adia, okay?
Yeah.
So not only was it jealousy, I'll start there. I mean, 7th grade, it's a time. It's a
Mhm.
time. 7th grade, the jealousy was real, but
Time.
I was so jealous of Natalie for one reason. I mean, multiple reasons, right? But there was a main reason. And Natalie had a big butt. And I was just so,
Triggered.
I was just so
Trigger.
jealous. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like one thing, it's like, okay, you're a black girl at a suburb, you're in the suburbs, you're black girl, you're supposed to have a big butt. I was not that. Like, I did not fit that stereotype. So, like, Slap Ass Friday, like,
That really was traumatizing.
Yeah.
It was like another reminder that, like, I was not at that stature, right?
Oh my God.
And Natalie, like, backed me up. Like, the guys definitely noticed your caboose.
She blocked it out.
You blocked it out. Okay.
The trauma clearly.
I had like a rotating cast of like skater boyfriends that were
Yes.
all friends with each other, and you would just like go around in the circle and date one of them at a time. And
Yes.
but I don't remember. I am positive that I allowed them to hit my ass because I wanted
Okay.
attention so bad.
Because it was a big
Do I remember
deal.
it?
Yeah.
No, but do I believe it that it happened and that it happened? Absolutely.
It was a big deal.
And it sounds like you were consenting, so that's
good, it was more of an honor.
at least.
It was at the time. Yeah.
At the time,
Right.
yes. I mean, looking back 20 years later, like what the hell was going on at HH's pool?
Yeah.
But then you're like, if you weren't cool, if you weren't getting your ass slapped on Friday, like that's just what it was, you know?
That's just so crazy to me.
I
Like,
know.
was it like a long-standing tradition that like when you got into middle school, like Slap Ass Friday happened, or was it like just your year was like, okay, we're gonna do Slap Ass Friday?
I don't remember a time without Slap Ass Friday.
So
Okay.
Adia still does it to this day. She still celebrates Slap Ass Friday.
Every Friday I'm waiting.
Ass out, just waiting.
And yet it still hasn't happened. But no, that's like the formative time, like for me, for sure. But I mean, there's other great things about Natalie that I vividly...
No, but wait, you have to tell them what I said to you, because I remember. I mean, I don't remember the exact words that I used, but I remember.
I'm so glad you remember, because it's been so long that I'm like, maybe I just made this up. Like maybe
I'm just fully,
just remembering.
Gaslighting yourself.
I don't know how the conversation started, how we got there, but it was pretty much, I was like, something like, why don't I get my ass slapped? Like, why not me? Pretty much. Like, why not me? And
oh my God.
Straight face, like totally like serious. Adia,
oh my God.
You don't have an ass. And I remember
I'm weak.
It's called Slap Ass Friday.
You got literally.
Hello.
It's called Slap Ass Friday. You don't have an ass, so therefore you don't get slapped. Like it was like
1 + 1 is 2.
No, literally, and it was like so serious. Like it was just like,
oh my God,
like you meant it from a good place of like.
Did I
straight up
was
with
this,
you?
Was
yes,
this
like
was
you were being honest.
Yeah.
Like
this was like peak bitch time for me. Like I have never ever been that bitchy as I was during those like 1 or 2 years. So
yes, those hormones, it's fine.
And
anything I said was not meant in a good way.
But it was a changing point for me, because I'm like, you know what? She's right. She's right. Like
Helped you come to terms with things
I
a little.
came to terms with it, and that's
how Adia started going to the gym. Like
that's why I go to the gym and I lift 150 pounds to finally get the gains I did not have 20 years ago.
7th grade.
Formative years.
I mean, that stuff sticks.
It does.
It really does.
Formative years. But luckily, I did not let that brutal honesty change.
I mean, you want a friend that's honest.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And
you're not gonna lie.
She was that girl. She was that girl.
You're so welcome. I'm so glad that helped you on your
Thank
journey.
You helped me in a lot of journeys, I will say. For sure. I don't know how long we want to get into the lore, but this is another story that I just would love to say, because it also changed my brain chemistry. This is the purity ring story. I don't know if you remember it, but I remember it, and we might cut some of it, but I just have to say the story out loud, because it, again, very formative in my life. So Natalie and I were managers for the lacrosse team. And
yeah.
So the story already starts there. I had a purity ring. Mind you, we're in high school. I had a purity ring. I thought me and you were on the same level. Like we were in what's the little Christian group that we would meet in someone's basement.
Young Life.
We were in Young Life.
Yeah,
Young Life. Yes, like I thought we were on the same level, like of like purity, right? So I like you're like my confidant. Like I thought like me having a purity ring
together, sister.
That's what I'm saying. Like I thought we were equals.
Wait, did you also have a purity ring, Natalie, or just
Young
Life?
I had a purity ring when I was in like, I don't know, like late, like middle school. I had one at one point. My mom got one for me.
Similar,
but then I don't know where it went. But by high school, I was hoeing around. Like,
catch
me on the streets, like
right. So by the time the lacrosse team situation,
and I did not know this.
Right, you're thinking Young Life purity ring from middle school.
Yes. I'm like, Natalie,
you're like, we're here.
The most wholesome, like girly there is. Like I can confide, I can align with her. There was one time when we were having a conversation about because I think you were
Not the
talking
name, first and last
name, because it, like I said, it is ingrained in my mind. Mind you, I hadn't done anything. Like, I don't even think
you didn't have an ass.
I didn't even have
done and done. 1 + 2 3. Like,
I didn't even have an ass. Like, but I don't know. I think we were in your car. We were somewhere, and you told me you did something with, and I remember like my heart sank. Like, I was like, oh dear, I thought we were in this together. I thought, like,
you're like, all life has been a lie.
It was literally like when
you're
the
like,
Jonas
I lost
Brothers
the
tried
Jonas
that
Brothers.
thing.
I lost Natalie.
Yeah.
Like, here we.
I was like,
okay,
I don't know what to trust anymore. Like, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you did that? You did that? Like, and I'm just thinking, like, oh my god, if Natalie's doing it, then everyone's doing it. Like what am I the odd one out? Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And I only remember this because he popped up on my Facebook the other day with like his wife and his kid. I'm like, oh yeah, my friend, you tainted her. How dare you?
I'm so sorry you felt so alone in your purity.
It's okay.
I really tried to be like I was just like I feel like any like teenage girl who grows up in Christian purity culture is confused because they're like, I'm supposed to do this, but I also really want to have sex. And so I feel like I was constantly between like, I was just like
in Young Life, I think
that's what they
like,
said,
temptation.
Exactly.
Temptation, right? So I was like constantly in this identity crisis of like, am I a good Christian girl or am I this person who's been hoeing around with like all these boys? And turns out the duality of man is that you can be both.
You can be both. Oh gosh.
That's so
funny. That's a time. That's a time for sure.
Well, I love hearing these stories because like I have my own lore with like Natalie and how I met her, because I met you in, when did you transfer to VCU? Was it
second semester of sophomore year. So yeah, January 2014.
Okay. So I had heard inklings about you because, again, in a Christian ministry, people say things. And so they were like, oh, like this girl, Natalie, is going to transfer. She's like going to be your year, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, cool. Like, she seems really cool. And I knew you had done a cappella at like James Madison. And then I think you were just like very musical, and I was in music school. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, she seems like already like a cool person. And so then I met you and I was like, she's so cool. I need to be her friend. Like, I need to be friends.
Oh my gosh.
So, but then you like started living with, you were in the Gramercy, right? So that was like, you were living with like my close friends already. I was like, Slay, we've got it in.
You're in
Perfect.
there.
And so then we just became like close friends and just like a chaotic crew, and it was like so wholesome and wonderful. And I was like, I'm very glad that I had heard these inklings and was like, I need to be her friend because you're a great person.
Oh my god, you're a great person. Wow.
Thank you.
This is very different than the Adia story.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's why I was cackling, because I was like, I love hearing that, because like that is peak like middle school, high school, like behavior. Right. And then I was like, okay, now we're in college, and I was like, okay, yeah, like wholesome times. So it was good.
You guys were you in university, Natalie, or were you just like in the sphere?
I was like in the sphere. Like,
okay. Because like, I was wondering, I had a feeling you might have been generally involved, but then nobody put it on the run of show. And I was like, these two don't like talking about InterVarsity. And so
I just need, for me to talk about InterVarsity, I need someone who was also deep in InterVarsity to like trauma dump.
Yeah, I wasn't that deep into it.
That's fair.
It was something for me to do.
Yeah. I saw you in the Christmas photos, and like that's
I was just hanging out.
You went to the small group. Like,
I did.
I think it was like senior year or something.
But again, I never read the passages, like the scriptures.
I barely went to that small group, so it's like, what are we talking?
I was just,
but I was in that group text for you to be like, who wants to go see Five Sauce?
Exactly.
And there we go.
Is that how you guys got close?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Right off.
So it brought you guys together. So there was a good thing.
You did. Literally, pretty much. Yeah. We could say that.
This episode sponsored by InterVarsity.
Thank you.
Do you guys ever look back and are just like shocked by how different a person you are than
100%?
I don't know,
Yeah.
1 year, 5 years, 10 years ago?
I mean,
like
you knew me when I did Micah, so absolutely.
Oh my God, I forgot about him.
Yeah. So yeah, I 100%. I don't know who she was back then. I mean, it was my first boyfriend, so I was like,
there we go.
Bonkers, you know. There is one more lore story I'll say, and that's it, because there's like 3. There's just the 3.
Big just like the core 3. Yeah.
The big core 3. All of these are like just big. I have really bad memory, but like these are the ones where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I would write in my autobiography. The other one, which I feel like I will never live down, and if I could change history, I would. But Natalie and I both participated in the talent show.
You have mentioned this talent show before.
I forgot about that until this present moment.
So, Katie, you might not know this, but Natalie is a phenomenal singer.
Okay.
Like, she is truly like one of the most talented vocalists I remember the story, I think.
I think I remember
like beyond like the average person. She is a very talented singer-songwriter.
That's very kind of you.
I, on the other hand, I have no.
We saw Defying Gravity.
Thank you. I don't sing. I don't have any like creative musical abilities like that. I can't dance. You know, I don't have that coordination you guys have seen me try to do at dance. But for some reason, back in the day, I felt like I could do a showcase at the talent show and dance.
I mean, life's different, you know. I mean, you're a kid.
The confidence, I don't know where she came from.
Right.
But
it was amazing.
I danced to "Don't Stop Believin'," the Glee version.
Yep. That's why this came up, because you talked. Yeah, when we did the Glee episode.
Yeah. I told the people that I had choreographed this dance so that they would let me like participate. I'm like, listen, I got a whole routine set. Yeah. They're like, cool, great. I went on that stage with nothing planned.
Step touches. Yeah.
I just knew that I wanted to start with my back facing the crowd, and then
and that's a long song.
It is. And truly, when you don't have the choreography to back it up, you realize how long it is. And so I performed my choreography to "Don't Stop Believin'." Crowd went nuts. Okay, the crowd went crazy.
They were happy it was over, but
no, literally, like it was. I feel like it was just very, very painful to watch. Like, but in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking star. Like, I'm gonna be the coolest kid in high school now. Like, everyone is going to know my name. And then Natalie sings a beautiful song. What did you sing? Was it Evanescence or?
This was my. I have so many notes about this story. This was my, first of all, I want to say this, you explaining like no choreography, don't stop believing is hilarious, because in my memory until this very moment, I remembered you doing the Napoleon Dynamite choreography.
Oh my God. Because that's the only thing
was that it?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
did. Right.
Okay. That's what I remember. This was my first ever time performing in front of anybody. So I got up there, my little outfit. I sat on a stool with my little out-of-tune guitar, and I sang "The Climb" by Miley Cyrus, and it was my biggest shining star moment. I felt amazing. I was like, "This is
amazing, guitar and everything,
amazing."
It was beautiful. Like, I think I like shed it. It was beautiful performance.
No. I have the video. It is so bad. It is, guys. It is so out of. It is so. I will send it to you. I'll send it to you.
At the time, everyone in the crowd was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, this is Miley's peak, you know. Like, like, it was amazing at the time, and like I performed, Natalie performed. Obviously, any rational person would be like, "Okay, we have someone who's fucking around on stage, just lollygagging, and we have an actual talented girl who came up here with her guitar like Taylor Swift. She would be the obvious winner. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. I was like, Natalie's got it. Like, I don't even want to be in contention with her. and they called my fucking name up and I won the talent.
The crazier thing about this talent show is how for the time it was. You are dancing to a Glee version of Don't Stop Believing with
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite choreography.
Oh, good.
Up next comes Natalie playing The Climb. I mean, it's like, this is, I don't know what exact year, but it
Oh
gotta
my
be
gosh.
2007, 2008.
I know, it was
mean,
like 2008
It was,
maybe.
well, maybe
This-
2009 because Glee was
yeah,
2008.
Yeah.
it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It was literally like when Taylor Swift versus like Beyonce, like winning like
Mhm.
a Grammy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I don't want to win. Like, don't give it to me. Don't
Like,
give it. Like,
it's
please.
not
Like,
my
I don't want Natalie mad at me. Like,
You're
you like,
I'm gonna let you finish, but
like,
Natalie should have won this award.
give it to like
Oh
I
my
was
God.
literally gonna be like, it's yours.
Yeah.
Mind you, the
Here.
prize was like a $25 gift card to Wawa. Like it
Right.
wasn't even-
Yeah. It wasn't even
yeah.
that serious. No, this was karma for the ass comment in middle school. Like this is, I
Oh,
had
you
it
know,
coming.
that's
but
what-
this was
Okay.
This was the universe
That's what
balancing
you've
the
been thinking.
scales.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And-
fair.
But I've just
Now we're
tried
even.
to make it up to you, like ever since then. Anytime you have done anything music, I'm like, I'm sharing, I'm liking, I'm commenting. Like she deserves the accolades because she did it with the talent show.
That is
Oh my
so
God.
funny.
You're a
No.
real one.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, I tried.
what a time.
What a time. Yeah,
That's
time.
crazy.
it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy how formative you've been in my life, Natalie.
Oh
Like,
my god.
Wow, what a
just
gift.
wild. I know,
Honestly.
insane. Sorry, I didn't invite you to my wedding. I guess.
Not all of us were there, so
Yeah.
No, you did. I couldn't come.
Oh, I did.
So it's
yeah,
just
you did
Katie.
invite
Am
me.
Oh, nice. I did. Just okay. Well, I mean, it
Wait,
doesn't
I think we
matter
were gonna
now.
drive together, weren't we?
oh, interesting.
You, me, and
I remember-
Georgia.
I was in Fredericksburg and there was like
No,
a
I know.
really bad storm. I don't remember.
Yeah, like torrential downpour. Georgia
Yeah.
drove up from like Richmond or something to
Georgia came to
Nova.
my wedding.
Yeah.
Girl, were you there?
I blacked it out.
No. I mean, fair. No, it was me and Georgia. We drove up, and then I think you were like, "Oh, there's a bad storm. I'm not gonna come." And I was like, "Okay." And then me and Georgia drove up.
It must have been pretty bad for me to not go.
No, I mean it was like monsooning.
Yeah,
That's what I
it was really
remember.
bad.
It did
Yeah, it
rain
was
on my
crazy.
wedding day. Yeah.
I saw the photos. Really rainy.
Every time I
I
feel
need
like
to go to
every
your
time we
wedding.
talk about one at your weddings, you're like, "Yeah, it rained on my wedding," and I'm like thinking, I'm like, "It rained on both of your weddings," and then but it stopped on Katie's, and
And who's still
Oh.
together? No, just kidding.
Well, and I didn't
I
mean that in a shady
mean-
way. I do just remember the photos. Did you post them on Facebook?
I did.
Okay.
Like, I was one of those
'Cause I'm
people.
like, why do I have so many like memories?
you
of
definitely
posted a
you
shit
probably
ton.
post it everywhere.
I did.
Okay, true,
Facebook.
true.
Look at
Insta,
us now.
everywhere.
Don't matter. Well, since we.
But welcome to the show, Natalie.
Yeah.
Wow. Woo.
Oh my god.
30 minutes later.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
No, literally.
Well, we have a fun little segment to do to get to know you. First off, what are you up to? Like, what's going on? Like,
yeah,
you
tell us
know,
everything.
yes.
Oh my
Fill
gosh.
us in.
I don't know how interesting this is to your fans, but I'm in Richmond. I am in school for school counseling. So I have 2 more year and a half left.
Ooh,
2 years, 2 years left. And then I will be working with the youths,
Ooh.
the middle schoolers. And,
Oh,
you know, I know. They're crazy. I love them though.
Yeah.
And yeah, I live in Manchester across the bridge. And
Nice.
nice.
this is the first time I've ever lived alone, which has been great.
Ooh.
And
Love that.
yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else I've been up to. I'm not that interesting. I feel like seasonal depression has really got me this year. I come home, sun goes down. I'm like, I don't want to see a person. I don't want to move my
Yeah.
body. I don't want to do anything. So
Mhm.
I've been very boring these last couple of months.
You know
But
what? I feel that.
Mhm.
Me too.
Sometimes you need to have that, you know.
yeah, yeah.
And this is
But-
your spot that you're in right now.
This is my
Your
spot that I'm in
background?
right now. Yeah, my background, my
that.
little gallery wall. So that's what I've been up to. It's not very interesting. Writing music, trying to
You
date,
still singing, yeah.
still singing. Yeah.
Are you on the apps?
I'm not anymore. I had a couple of instances where the guys that I met up with were wildly different than the way that they seemed in conversation on the app. And it freaked me out so much that I was like, no, can't do it.
That's fair.
Which ones were you on?
Yeah. I was on Bumble and Hinge. To be fair, I did meet my last boyfriend on Bumble. So that did work out, but we didn't date for very long. So I guess it didn't work out. So oops. But he was great. He was great, but it just didn't work out. So, but then yeah, Hinge had those weird experiences. So yeah. I did just date a guy who I met in person in the wild, and it was like a total meet cute, but then I got carried away. Like, you get really excited about a person when you first meet them and you're like, oh my God, here are all the ways that we're compatible. And then you know them for like another week and you're like, oh, never mind. So
yeah.
Duped again, but
Duped by my delusions. No.
Literally.
Me always.
We live in the wild. That's fun.
That is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I miss those times.
No,
Yeah,
don't.
you're in like you're booed up.
I'm anchored down, baby, old ball and chain.
There was a time where I was following your close friends' dating endeavors so closely. I was so sad. I was like, this is so interesting to me, and I will pay attention no matter what she
giving
posts.
like reality TV type.
It
updates.
was.
Yes,
It was.
Those times were like so good.
I remember when it was done, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to talk about anymore? Like, no one is going to listen to me anymore.
And I'm sorry for that
my
turmoil,
God.
but it was good content. I mean, it's like,
It
what
was.
are we, you know?
That
I mean,
was a
Imagine
good
if we
time.
had started the pod like just a year
I
or so
know.
earlier, and that would have
Oh
been
my gosh.
prime.
I still have
So
them on the
good.
highlights on my Finsta. But it got to a point where I stopped doing them as much because my best friends at the time, they're like,
I remember you saying,
we
like,
don't know who
oh,
you
yeah.
are. You're a different person on your
Yeah.
Instagram. And I'm like,
What?
That's first of all, that was crazy.
It was,
I remember you
was
saying that.
It was Cheech and Jasmine. They were like, you're living a double life. Like, this is not who you are. I'm like, but it is who I am.
Put it out.
Like,
Look at the number
actually,
of stories.
like, this is who I am. This is what
me.
happens when
Yeah.
you go through a divorce. Okay.
The divorce babes, divorce. Like,
You lose your mind.
You crash out. And
I crashed out for
mean-
2 years. Yeah.
and
Oh
that's
my
the
God.
point
Reported it.
because like
yeah.
you went through a traumatizing time. Like,
Right.
hello.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And look at us
Right.
now. I
Mhm.
do look back at that time. Sometimes I'll log into my Finsta. I'm like, I was roughing it out here. Like, this is wild
Yeah.
behavior.
yeah.
But good times.
Yeah.
Good times. I wish I would have
Honestly.
posted those on TikTok. Like, if TikTok was big back in the,
Oh,
make it a little
missed
serious.
opportunity. Yeah.
I know.
Honestly, yeah.
Maybe next time. But I feel now I have too much self-awareness that if I were to post them now, I think I'd be like too embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was doing
I mean, you were just in a different place.
I
mean,
was.
that's,
Yeah, I had no shame back then.
Well, you're just trying to get through. Like,
I was
like,
I was
Yeah.
going through.
Realistically, yeah, you were just
Going through
Who
it.
was going through
Try-
me
going through
or,
emotions.
like,
Yeah.
somebody was going
Mhm.
through. Someone was going through. We can also bleep this. This has nothing to do with, but Natalie, I just feel like you should know because I just want to see your reaction. 2023, you didn't go 2022 actually because it was the 10-year anniversary, high school anniversary. I rekindled with. I rekindled. Oh my God, I can't even say it out loud. With and
Literally, there is no, you could have never prepared me for the name that just came out of your mouth. I'm better for knowing that information. So thank you.
Yeah.
okay, Erin, take it away with the mini segment, please.
Anyway, so we have a little game that we prepared for you in about 3 minutes when me and Adia were texting and was like, we need to talk about this. We need to find out her reacts on this. So let me get my computer. Hold on. We're going to do a blind ranking VCU edition with you. And so I'm going to list off
gosh.
6 things and you're going to I'm going to list them one by one and you're going to be like, okay, this will be number 3. This will be
Got
number
it.
5.
Okay.
So 1 through 6. First thing, the VCU basketball team.
Okay. I'm going to say 5.
Okay.
I never went to a game.
So valid.
Whoops. Yeah.
I only went to one.
Me and Katie were
Yeah.
there like
We made
our
signs.
freshman year.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
made signs.
They
And
were
we got
fans.
on.
Oh my
We
gosh.
got on the like board and everything. Like a player
That's
waved at
amazing.
us. Like it was incredible.
We
Not
Not a
wave.
player.
Okay, me and Aaron both friend requested on Facebook a few of the players, and we like post on each other's wall like my friend request is still pending. Like,
Oh my god.
we were
and then-
there. Like we were
wait.
there.
I remember, was it my
You got in
20th
one.
birthday? It was my 20th birthday, and one of them was like walking past where my birthday was being held. And then I think you were like, Erin, you have to take a picture with him. And I was like, I will. And so I have this picture of me. Remember my West End of an Era birthday, Nat?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm in this like massive like circle, like going to the races hat and a dress from like J. Crew. This man's in like basketball shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm like, can I take a picture with you? Like, you're my favorite player. And he's like, okay. And so I have that picture of him with him. And I'm like, wow, that was a time. I love it.
We were there. What
He
can
was
you
also
say?
British. So love.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
should have
fair.
gone to more games. Only missed out.
Exactly. The next one, Ivy.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna say 4
Okay.
because I already picked 5. And
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
The next one, Rodney the Ram's hotness.
3.
He was kind of muscular, you know.
Yeah.
He said
yeah.
3.
I'm gonna say 3. I'm working my way up.
Fair.
I'm gonna write.
The next one, getting the constant VCU text alerts.
Oh my god, 6.
Yeah.
Literally the worst. So annoying. I hated them.
Well, and it's like you get one and you're like, okay, that's annoying. But you're like trying to sleep, right?
Yeah.
And then you
Yep.
get like 3 more and you're like, do I turn off the volume? I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
know.
Guy wearing pajamas was
Yeah.
found in Monroe
Right.
Park. Okay.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
First of all, do
Right.
you remember the like? It was like the, was it like Pikachu pajamas or was it like the
Pokemon
red?
or Spider-Man?
I can't remember,
I
but
feel
they
like
were
there was
red
a
pajamas,
Spider-Man.
and they were like that happened right on my street, like of my sophomore year apartment. I was like, that's crazy.
Oh wow.
Okay, Richmond Marathon / Broad Street closing.
Oh.
You have 1
Okay.
and 2 left.
Rodney
I'm
should have
gonna
been higher.
say I know, right? I run that. Okay. Is this like a current ranking or is this me like in college ranking?
Both, whatever you want.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I actually love the Richmond races. So I'm gonna put that
But
as
Broad
one.
Street closing like that, okay. That's
I'll
fair.
find my way around.
That's
I'll
fair.
I'll scooter my ass around, you know?
There you go.
It don't matter.
And I guess your number 2 is walking around Monroe Park at night.
Oh. Well.
Well,
Say la
cut to the
vie.
VCU text.
It is what it is.
Good luck, girl.
They redid it, right?
I think it is nicer now, and
It is.
feels
It's
like
way. Yeah, it's way. They added like a ton of lights. They did like
Oh,
a
that's
bunch
good.
of stuff. I don't know. I
Okay,
don't go
good.
there because I don't want to be around college students.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
fair.
that's who I try to avoid.
Absolutely.
So I stand by that.
Okay. Our next one. So this is a new clean slate 1 through 6.
Oh.
Schaefer.
Oh. 6.
Some bad experiences.
That's fair.
The Schaefer shits.
You know what?
Yeah.
Valid. So real.
Yeah.
I just remember going to like breakfast at Schaefer, and then I would go early enough that I would see the basketball players, and I was like, it's a little meet and greet for me personally.
When I love that ice cream machine, I mean, there were some
Yeah.
pros. I feel
Oh my
like,
gosh.
you know,
All that
generally.
Yeah, sure,
cereal,
sure, sure,
I
sure,
love
sure.
it.
Yeah.
The library not being finished by the time we graduated.
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That was so annoying.
I
That
thought
was
it was
annoying.
mostly done.
It was like
It had a
mostly done like our
hole.
second semester of senior year.
Maybe that's what I'm remembering. Because I'm
Mhm.
like,
And then,
I remember it
but
being
like,
mostly done at least.
but then there were still like areas of the
Random.
library that were like under
Mhm.
construction or like still just the
Mhm.
old parts. Like they did have the like outside done and then like the third and fourth floors were like completely revamped, but most of it
That
was
revamp
just
was a
like
good one.
It was.
That was
insane.
Yeah.
took us from 1980s to 2020.
That was
I
nice.
mean, like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They did a good job with that.
mhm.
Christian's Pizza.
Oh, one.
I
Yeah.
knew it.
Yeah.
That has been there for me. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, even after graduation, like
Mhm.
2016, this is such a big part of my lore. There was like a good 5 years where I was obsessed with this guy who lived in California, and we would talk all the time, and he would come visit sometimes because he has friends here. So 2016, I'm working at VCU for this program with these exchange students, and he comes to town, and we hang out. We go to a friend's wedding, not together, but like we're both there. We're
Yeah.
hanging out, whatever. I am fully convinced this man is like for me. And
As
of
we
course,
all
nothing
were, yeah.
happened, and he was really standoffish. And I should have known from day one, but I was delusional for 5 years. So, anyways, so I went and sat in Christian's Pizza alone, had pizza, and it played over the sound system. They played "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion, and I was like, Christian's is for me. Like Christian's is here for
Yeah.
me when no one else is, and so they will
Yeah.
forever be number
Christian's
one.
is listening. Yeah.
They're
I don't-
listening.
I've never had a bad experience there, and I broke up a friendship there.
Yeah.
Like I was
Yeah.
the one.
I
yelling,
remember.
So, like, but,
Wow.
like, yeah, I've only ever had amazing experiences.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
It's the
mean,
place.
It's the
Yeah.
place.
And she just like hit every time. And I was
Every
like,
time.
this is so good.
You literally
Ugh.
never had a time that it didn't hit.
No.
Yeah.
Like, never.
You can't
Yeah.
get that anywhere, you know?
You really can't.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Next one, the Gramercy.
Oh, two.
Too.
I mean, it
yeah,
was
Nat's
like
old apartment.
disgusting and old and
Awful.
And we had the weird
Hot.
roommate, Chrissy, who
Yes.
disappeared without paying
Didn't-
rent. Like so
Yeah.
weird. So
Yeah.
weird. Like still don't know where she went. I don't know.
Oh.
Our landlord contacted us, and so she like moved out. She like graduated early. She moved out.
Yeah.
First of all, let me lay the situation. We never saw her. She
Please.
lived in her room. She had small kitchen appliances in her room.
Yeah.
Never came out, never spoke to us, but like at one time did, right? Like she was in IV.
How did she get there? I mean, like
I
without,
at
you know,
one time I think she was in IV like earlier, but I never saw her from like my
Okay.
freshman year until then. She must have been like before, and she was like just living there doing her thing, and then that's
Yeah.
her.
It was so bizarre. The one time she spoke to me, I came out in the morning and she was using the oven for the first time ever, making something like pancakes or like croissants or something, and took them all and like was like was just nice, like, oh, good morning. Like we had talked all the time. And I was like, you're a stranger to me. And then she took the whole pan of like croissants or whatever it was, didn't offer me a single one, like went back to her room, never to be seen of again. So she graduates, moves out. 3 months later, she moves out in December. 3 months later, our landlord calls us and he's like, hey, Chrissy hasn't paid rent since like October. And we were like, sorry, what? And so then we contacted her and she was like, oh, it's just a misunderstanding. Like, I'll get it all figured out. Like, no big deal. And we were like, great, awesome. And then like a month later, our landlord is like, hey, did you ever talk to Chrissy? Like, I never heard from her. And we were like,
Yeah.
bro, we are 20 years
Yeah.
old. Like, we don't know what to do here.
I don't know
And
what's
Yeah.
happening.
I don't know what you want. So I don't know what ended up happening with her, honestly. But she owed a lot of money. That's all I know.
3 months is insane.
It's
That
insane.
is
Yeah.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
guess you know you're leaving, but that's crazy.
Yeah, to not
Like,
say
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then-
a whole pan in your room.
Yes.
That's
And then
wild.
she completely like ignored us and ghosted us and would never respond
Yeah.
to any of our calls or anything like that. So she
'Cause
knew.
she knows you're coming. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
She knew.
Yeah. Okay. Next, so you have 3 and 4 left.
Okay.
Us being the undefeated football champs,
Oh.
our non-existent football team.
Hmm. 3. I've definitely used that joke a couple times in my
I
life.
know I
We're like-
think I had a shirt that said undefeated, like
Yeah.
or something on it.
Yeah.
You know, and other
Um,
people get so weird about it. Like people who go to football or like went to football schools, like even to this day, I'll be like, yeah, VCU's undefeated. And people from like Virginia Tech are like,
Yeah.
wait, because you don't have a team. It's like,
Yeah.
and
And
you're
you're
not like that.
Calm down.
You're like, have you ever heard of humor before? You ever heard of
it's like-
comedy?
like,
you know
yeah.
a bit? Like,
Yeah, it's like, no, because you went to Virginia Tech, so you don't know a bit.
No.
exactly.
Mhm.
Oh
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. And then I guess your number 4 is Mormons harassing people in the compass. Yeah.
Staple.
Yeah.
A staple to the
Oh
VCU
my-
So
experience.
good. I just
So
would always
good.
remember like having to walk like fully
Oh,
around.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, can I talk to you?" It was not just Mormons. It was, what was that other Christian group
Because they
that
would stand there
was?
with like pamphlets, right? They
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
It was like there was Kaio. There was Young Life. What was the
Oh
other
gosh.
one?
It wasn't Crew. It was
Maybe
was it? Wait, no, it wasn't Crew. It
was
was a
it Crew?
different. No, I think it was a different one. It was like something for Christ or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know what you're
something.
talking about. They were
But
more aggressive and more
yeah.
like culty.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yikes! Please, like, at this moment, I'm already a part of a Christian community.
Yeah.
Please stop talking to me. Like, I don't need to be." Thank you. That's so funny. Okay, and then we have one more list.
Oh,
Bleecker Street. So now it's clean 1 through 6. Bleecker Street, the sandwich shop in the.
the business
You know what that
building.
is? Yeah, the
You
business.
never
Bleecker
had
Street.
Bleecker Street?
No.
I don't know. I don't think I have, guys.
Oh,
Interesting.
man.
Wow, Bleecker Street was a treat.
Where
That's
would
Yeah.
you
a
where would you
spot.
rank this?
1.
I would rank
One?
it high, honestly.
Yeah, I was thinking like 2 or 3.
Mhm.
Is it still there?
I-
You know,
I don't know.
I haven't checked on it, but I feel like
Yeah.
it should be. Like, it's just in the business building.
mhm.
Okay.
Well, the business building changed.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's
Did it?
true. They
update
did.
it.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know. After I graduated BCU, I never went back. What does it look like?
All right, I'll put it middle of the road. I'll put it at 3 because I don't know,
Okay.
but I trust you.
Okay. The bike week that we had senior year,
Where they canceled
Oh.
class for like
Yeah.
the week.
because they had to.
2.
That was
Yeah.
a good time. That
I
was a
was
nice
thinking as well.
vacation.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Never having any fan parking.
6. And also getting towed all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tickets,
Like,
those
literally the
lime green
worst.
tickets. Oh
Cleaning
my
those
god.
Oh,
streets. They were cleaning those
trauma.
streets every week, and it's like, can I park
Every
on
week.
the street today? I don't know.
No,
It
it's
was
always a
yeah,
guess.
Yeah.
it was crazy. Monument Ave.
Oh, 1. I love
Good
Monument.
times. Good times.
I'll never afford to live there, but you
Yeah.
know.
We lived there one single time. Hello.
Okay,
As
yes.
a group.
Well, at least 2 of them.
So
Yeah. You'll explain.
yeah. Natalie lived with Taylor for a year, and then Natalie moved out and I moved in. But the year between junior year and senior year, Natalie moved in there. Taylor was somewhere else. I lived with Natalie for like, was it a week or a month? I can't remember.
Oh
But
my
we lived
gosh.
together
yeah.
for like the shortest amount of time. Had great times. We
Wow.
made vines, and we
Oh,
used
That's fun.
those, what was that? It was just like one audio app that like all the trending audios were there, and people would just like, I can't remember what
Was
it's
it-
called,
I
but
don't
we
remember.
were,
There's Triller and Musically.
Oh yeah. Triller
Triller was
good.
okay.
maybe it was just vines, because we were just there with those
Yeah.
audios. And I
were
have
content
one
creators.
that we really were back in the day, and I have one of you being like, Chloe, stop taking pictures, or Kim, stop taking pictures, your sister's going to jail. And I'm just,
Oh my god, I fully remember
it
that
was
one.
so good.
Oh,
so
so good.
Okay, next one, Shaka Smart leaving. Were you there when he left? The
I think
basketball coach?
I think I was. I
I think you
feel
were, because I think that was junior or senior year.
I'll say 5 because that was like a betrayal, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
wasn't
really
a basketball
was.
fan, but that,
Died.
He quit
yeah,
and like same day moved to Texas. Like
He was
yeah,
like,
that's
they
wild.
were
That's wild.
And I was like,
he's
let
dead.
us have a little moment of
yeah.
like saying like sadness and saying bye, like you miss us or something.
People took that
Um,
to heart.
He
Yeah.
spoke in one of my classes. It was like
Yeah.
there's 12 of
Oh,
us in the
wow.
class, and he came and
I-
spoke,
It
and
was a
like
big deal.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
like
celebrity.
passed him. I like passed him in that alleyway right next to Johnson, and I was like, "Hi," you know, like wanting to take a picture, but so nervous because that's Shaka Smart. Anyway,
that betrayal
the
was
betrayal,
crazy. Literally,
Yeah.
like
The
way to
betrayal.
like ruin your reputation in
Yeah.
the city. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
overnight,
Yeah,
overnight.
that was
Seriously.
crazy.
And then the last one, the Village Cafe.
Oh, which slot do I have left? Do I have 3?
I think it's your 4.
My 4.
think-
It deserves
Yeah.
so much higher. Their
It really
milkshakes,
does.
Yeah, the
Those
milkshakes, the
fries?
fries.
their
Oh.
giant ice waters in those
Oh,
giant
yeah.
cups.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh
love it.
man.
Wow. What a
So
good
many memories.
walk down memory lane. That was fun. Loves and X ladies. Like,
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
Every time I'm looking for my phone.
Yeah.
You're like, where is it?
Yeah, my loves and icks. My love for this week. I don't really have any.
No, it's rough out here.
I don't.
It
I hate
really
everything.
is.
Yeah.
I don't
Fair.
have. Okay, well, there's one love. It's not really love. It's also Nick. I will say. Homeboy pardon those people. There's one person he did not pardon, and that person posted on Instagram a meme of someone like crying, like in the corner. It was Joe Exotic.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Joe
I saw
Exotic
that.
posted on Instagram and said he
Oh.
forgot about me. He
Oh.
pardons the crackheads, the murderers, the liars, the cheaters, and he doesn't pardon me. And there's a meme of like literally just someone like
Oh my god.
crying.
Yeah, I
He's
saw
like,
that
oh
actually
my
he
god.
today.
forgot about me again. And it's just very funny that like
Yeah.
of
That was
all the
funny.
people to pardon, you're not going to do Joe Exotic.
I mean, there's time. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I'm
we're
saying.
gonna get there.
yeah,
There's
maybe-
Yeah.
maybe
will.
five.
Sadly, we'll get there.
Yeah, we
Day
really will.
5 or day 6, but I'll say that's my love just because he's still in jail, and that's just so funny to me that
Yeah.
he's posting on Instagram when you're literally in jail. And then my my ick, what's my ick? This whole week has just been an ick.
Uh-huh.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
to say any specifics. The whole week
Mhm.
has been a big ick.
Yep.
Mhm. Just so everyone knows, we're filming this on January 23rd. So take with that what you will.
Yeah, context clues, critical thinking.
Like
Yeah.
at the historical events at that time, and
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what I don't have any icks that I wrote down, but it's like also because the whole week has just been like on
Yeah.
the downtrend.
yeah.
One of my loves this week, well, the only love that I have is that on a lot of subreddits and soon to be probably the whole platform, they are banning anybody posting X or Twitter links. You are not allowed to post
Ooh.
any links
On
to tweets
Reddit?
on Reddit.
Wow.
Yeah, it started with a
Interesting.
few it started with just a few subreddits. Like I know the NHL and I don't know why the NBA, like a lot of the sports ones did it first. And now like
Mhm.
almost every subreddit like is just adopting that within their own like admin
shoot.
group of like if
Wow.
you post an X link, like we're banning, like we're
I love that.
blocking
That's
that. And it's
amazing.
like, let's just come together as a people and
Yeah.
Yeah.
block. Like
Makes
let's-
sense to me.
So yeah, that's that.
My loves, I have a couple.
Ugh.
Because I've had a busy few days.
I've had a
Like
busy
came back
week.
to I've had a busy week. So one, I love spending time with friends, like seeing friends that you don't see often, hanging out with them, love that. Two, love hot men. Like thank
Oh,
you.
yes.
Like so for everyone who doesn't know, I went to Vegas this past weekend for the first time. And me and my two friends, we saw Magic Mike live. And so that was incredible. And then we said, let's take it a step further and go see the Thunder from Down Under show as well. So it's Magic Mike, but Australian. And that changed my life. No, but it was so fun. Love hot men. They were like silly, goofy. Yeah. Anyway, so love that. Now on to my icks. I'm just going to put the whole thing in whole Vegas. Like I did not like it. Like
Oh my god.
but also to be fair, I knew I wasn't gonna like Vegas, and I knew that it would be a one and done thing for me. Like I'll go one time to experience it, see the sights, whatever. But I'm not jumping at the opportunity to go back unless I'm going to these like Magic Mike shows. Then with like those friends, like that's it. But I'm not ick Vegas. Another ick, spending money. So remember how like 2 weeks ago I was like, okay, save money for once. That starts now. Didn't start back then, it starts now. And then I just have what's happening in this country. So that's that. Those are my loves.
Wow.
Sounds right.
Sounds about right. Okay, so my love this week is I am back on TikTok after not having it on my phone. Like I downloaded it a couple days before it got banned or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, now's the time. And it has brought me so much joy. Like
Yeah.
Man, I
Welcome.
wish I could relate.
so much joy. The like a few things that have me in a chokehold right now is the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively
Yeah.
situation.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm watching
I owe
everything.
Yes.
I owe my
I'm
life
here.
to the TikTok sleuths that are going page by page through these
Yes.
lawsuits. Like
The fake
it is,
lawyers.
oh
Yeah,
my
they're
God, it
there.
is wild. It is wild. And then like the Trey songs, like look the other way. When you
Oh.
like the face, like so and every time gets me. And yeah, and everybody like even like I saw like a video from like the, you know, one of the leaders of Greenland or whatever, and he was like, we could buy the US and like US can come over here and we'll give you like healthcare and stuff. Like it's nice to feel connected to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Like
They know how rough we're having it.
they know yeah. And my ick is related, obviously, the country right now as a whole, but people who say I'm just not political. I'm like,
Okay.
no, honey.
That's just so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I'm like, no,
Just
no,
like-
you're just saying it doesn't affect me, so I don't think about
Yeah.
it, even though it affects other people. Okay. Anyways, so
rough out here.
It really
Yeah.
is.
We're just like all of us just getting depleted.
I told Adi when I got here, I was like, I needed this.
I need that.
Like, yeah, we needed this.
We needed
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you're not Republican anymore, Natalie.
Oh my God.
oh my God, let me tell you. No, she's so valid. I was in the Young Republicans Club in high school,
Yeah.
and Mr. Skeen, our like government teacher, who was like super leftist, would sit on his desk and play guitar. Like he was like mandated. He had to lead both Young Democrats and Young Republicans, and he was so miserable being there with us. And we were like we didn't even talk about anything. We were like, guys, what do we do about this? Like we were like, about what? Like what? We just didn't know.
The cause.
This the cause. Yeah, it's because every time I asked a question, a political question to my parents, my dad would say, blame the Democrats. So of course that's what you're gonna
retain.
You're like, okay.
retain.
Oh,
Super
so-
helpful. But
I am
yeah.
so sorry, but I have to say, so they texted the group chat earlier and they were like, Natalie's gonna join us tonight. And I don't know if we cut it or if we left it in, but Adia mentioned like Young Republicans in one of our episodes.
Yeah.
And so I said, Republican Natalie.
And I said, that's the one.
But I knew she had already given the caveat that was over. Like that was like I knew that already.
God.
But that,
Oh
like,
my God. Republican, not
I-
Republican Natalie.
I knew you weren't because like after she gave the caveat that like
Oh,
okay,
that's
yeah,
hilarious.
but
Oh man.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's hilarious.
I knew
I'm
you were
obsessed with that.
never an actual Republican though. That's the thing.
Yes, she did say that.
That's why
yeah.
I vibed with you so well. I'm like, she's faking. She's
Yeah,
not.
I just was misinformed.
In the
you know?
suburbs, we had to cosplay for a bit. And
Yeah, we had to cosplay.
I knew deep down. I knew it.
yeah.
Oh
so
man.
funny.
You were tipped off by the purity ring
I was.
situation.
I'm
That,
like, something's different.
Something's
about her.
amiss.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh my
Well,
God.
Natalie, thanks so much for joining. 5 hours notice.
Oh,
yes.
thanks for having me.
Love it. It's been
This
a
was
great
such a treat.
time.
Tell
We can't
people
wait
where they can
to-
find you on socials
Yeah.
and things.
You can follow me, I guess, on Instagram at Nath Tire, and then TikTok, I'm Spare Nath. And then
There you
I'm
go.
on all the streaming platforms, so you can find me and
you
listen to my music.
Yay!
Yay.
Well, thank
Yay.
you
Can't
so
wait.
much. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks
We
for
love
having me.
talking to you. It's been a blast. We'll have to have you on again for who knows.
Who
knows?
knows?
But
When we have
we'll find something.
We had a 10-person intervarsity
There we
situation.
go.
The ID trauma dump, like you'll
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, so thank you listeners for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on all social media. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.